to invite our speakers, Roman Postov, Made Academy, Roman Terpaha, Horizon Capital, Eugenia Glizner, Choice That You Want, and Gleaser, and Vadim Drumov, Gilil IT Scoop. And I'll be over there.
Так, казали мені, жваво має бути, Єгоре, тому будемо якось жваво, так?
So I gotta be, keep the lively discussion. Are you EdTech? Yeah. You're Tech Academia? No. I thought Horizon Capital is something tech. In which sense tech? I'm joking. Are you tech? We are informal education. EdTech? Yeah. Are you tech? So what makes you EdTech? You said that you EdTech. What makes you an EdTech? So education technologies. We do tech, we do technologies, we create a Made Academy, employed more than 4,000 students in IT of Ukraine. There's more than other universities. 2% of Ukraine IT are our graduates. That's what helped us to employ 4,000 of them, find their employment. So that in 22, 23, we found employment in more than in 2021. That's because we have that platform where the training goes on. Classically, it's called LMS, Learning Measurement System. It's self-written. It costs $1 million. So technology is your LMS. Yeah, it's our LMS. What's on that technology? Training program. There's theory, practical tasks, automatic checking, feedback mentor, automatic homework check. So there are automation tech because automated task check, etc. Horizon not EdTech. You're informal education and you are also EdTech. What is you that you have? We implement technology integration. What kind of technology? Is it like automated task checking? For instance, last week we had 13,000 students enrolled, whereas 50 of staff. Without automation, without financial automation, to training automation. So 1S accounting you're using? No, we built our own systems, also accounting as well. Just one example, in 2016, we started recording our offline trainings and then put them into LMS. How that happened, we recorded the material. Our employee comes in the morning, cutting these videos and then sending them out. And we had such employees in each office. Now nobody's doing that, it's the system's doing that. Just an example. Automatically cutting your audio and video tracks, right? Yeah. And you send it somewhere to some account for somebody to see. And do you do automatic task check? So you're not unique anymore. Do you have something unique? Like two-factor authorization platform. If you talk about school management system, we started building in 2016. That's what gives us the opportunity to make administration very productive and teachers so productive in our ERP system. So you're not still saying what's under the hood. It takes a long time to talk about. Look, I thought you have a lot of people who go into creative industries. I've heard it somewhere, and I remember Tatiana was speaking about that. They have this great task. There's this industry that is not creative, should also be kind of scaled up and taught in the new ways, like reinvent professional education or something else. So when will the metal worker will be trained using your platform with augmented reality, with special goggles or because I've already seen a gas station operator with AR as a training. That's something like 10 years ago, you would say that's not training, but there are elements now of AR. Are you planning something like that on your platform or only creative jobs? I can start. We won't have that in the nearest 5 years because we choose professions. It's the second tech startup that I'm doing. I want more free people in Ukraine, and financial profession makes them free. I want more people to start their own product for companies. So I believer in IT and tech. That's what I like. Metal workers and other industrial professions are important, but that's not in our DNA. It's not something that we're doing. That's why our focus is on training IT specialists. I don't think it will change in the nearest 5 years. What about metal cutter? Well, maybe a metal cutter who Horizon, what do you think about platforms that avoid going into traditional professions? Platforms do what they do well and what the market wants. And if you look at where EdTech, where was Ukrainian EdTech 5 years ago and now, it's a huge difference that the industry made. I think what Roman says, not in the next 5 years. I think by year 6, something may appear. And we see in the world generally, there's a big trend for EdTech education becoming more and more practical, applied, where you apply your skills on the workplace. So it all starts with the most flexible digital professions, and then it goes into physical industries. Have you something planned about traditional profession? No, we haven't. And I don't want to be a blogger that teaches all professions because it's fashionable. We teach something that we are proficient in, where you know how to train. We are part of the NFP group. We know practically what specifically we can give to give them profession. And it's important, I think, to add that I believe that me personally, my colleagues may disagree. I don't think we're competing with universities. Universities have to build classic professions that have methodology how to do it properly. We don't have clear methodologies of andragogic or teaching the adults that we can follow and say, yeah, now we know how to teach any profession. I don't think the Ministry of Education has anything related to andragogy. We're doing it the way we understand it, the way we see it, the only way we can. And that means they will teach all that only the way we can. I don't say that we have to absolutely be andragogy, but there should be at least methodology for academia. It may be somewhat obsolete, but they're there. For me, we're inventing the way to teach through business. Business-related professions that we are teaching, they are in more demand right now. Businesses don't look for metal workers. Well, Tatiana, do you think businesses look for metal workers? For fitting experts? Vadim, Eugenia sets a higher benchmark. What about professional education or higher education? Let me give you one secret. Many years ago, we thought and we negotiated to buy one college. and we thought to enter that educational area. But when I saw what kind of specialties we can organize, like machine operator, and then we look how our innovation works with that bureaucracy, I realized I don't want to go in there because it will take too much energy from me, whereas scalability is going to be minimal. So it didn't make much business sense. I don't know if anything changed now. I know for a fact that they've changed some profession tools, but we didn't go there back then because didn't want to get bogged down in bureaucracy. I know that my company is dynamic, but if we go to some heavy bureaucracy, that can be detrimental to us in the long run. Do you think that you can't go there because it's bureaucratic, like a car mechanic or baker? We were even offered in a school like car mechanic courses or driver courses. Like you have IT experts, but okay, I don't need to teach drivers. So when we thought about college, we thought IT and some work, some blue collar specialties because there's great demand. It was like 7 years ago, like leading among the leading academia in our region. I haven't seen too many working professionals there. So we were thinking. So what stopped you? I said we were afraid of bureaucracy. Like last year, we had 13,000, and it's not only beginners. Almost half of them are professionals who work in IT. I realized that if we buy that college that has 300 students, so I'm gonna be fighting to get these programs, adapt those programs. What is scalability of that? Maybe you should run that college on your platform. So developing training materials and training machines, like did you think of AR, augmented reality, virtual reality? Keep forgetting that we have a business, and we need to do something that makes business sense. So we open potential market. We analyze market where there's more money. We go to that market. So from that point of view, IT wins because we have the capability to pay, whereas there are no grant systems. So using our money, we still need to generate business value. So we are on the border between business and training. We're doing something is not only because the market needs it, but because we can also make money and pay for our work. So that's the question. That's the answer why. So high entry threshold, right? Yeah. But what if the state, like there's this directorate of professional education, there's the Mitrov Horodny deputy, quite professional at that. And I think they have a lot of energy. If the state would say, look, we're starting to cover your designs with investments. Well, there are a lot of ed tech that would be interested because right now we train Ukrainians regarding where they are. And there are a lot of people who are still in Germany. They come to us and they say, why do we need to go to you if we get here in any German school, their study is covered. And they go to get that profession. We can't do that. We can't compete with that. So we say, all right, keep up the great job. But there was a program, IT Generation, which enabled us to bring a lot of people to EdTech through our informal education system or EdTech. So since there are no such systems right now, we don't have that profession. So we are working in whichever makes business sense.
Okay, we have over 900,000 veterans in the register. What offers do you have for this category of population at your platforms? Because Horizon might be ready to finance into adaptation, inclusion, reskilling of these people, because this problem is obviously acute. Maybe I'll get some answers here. I can start. We provide free training for all the military and veterans. Problem. That's our position, and we do it because we understand that it has a huge potential for our state in future. But there is another question: how many veterans and servicemen come to us to follow our courses? There are quite a few of them, and even despite the fact that we write about it, we talk about it, I hope that after we win, there will be many more of them, but we currently have a problem. And here I'd like to go back to the methodology. We have many communities with EdTech companies, and we often raise this matter of the methodology for the training of servicemen or veterans, because we know how to teach IT specialists, but I'm not sure whether it will work with the veterans. We understand some things, but it cannot be a system of one or two schools. There has to be a foundation. There has to be a general investment that will be used by all the players in future. Yes, absolutely. We need to understand the general methodology for the training of servicemen and veterans. Otherwise, we will uh, prepare those who won't be able to use it. I can also say that we provide free training for the servicemen and veteran, but we also provide additional motivation. Uh, we say that we're going to accrue bonus money, and it will basically cover. Uh, I'm speaking about the bonus money in our system, and it will cover your studies at any year of studies. And the veterans get the sum, and they will be able to be more conscious about their choices of programs. Um, and we want to make their choice more clear. And Eugenia said that there are not enough servicemen and veterans who are willing to follow these courses to have this problem. Um, we can see servicemen coming every week, but it's not a mass trend. Uh, well, first of all, any education, universities or else, give soft skills. They teach how to study. We are about hard skills, and it's hard for them, first. And secondly, the period of adaptation hasn't ended yet, and they go through this period on their own or with veteran hubs, but we don't have a model for the adaptation and simultaneous studies. There are many more servicemen following our courses. Like we might get a request from 40 people during one single day. And we have been observing this trend since fall 2022. But it's a specific task servicemen have. Uh, it's also about the virtual reality, etc. That's the EdTech that has moved to the platforms. Yes, we also provide free studies for the veterans, and to make it more popular among them, we uh, developed a program together with the Ministry of Digital Transformation. Roman, I would like to distinguish between Horizon as a commercial fund and the association organization, which is a legacy fund and is basically investing in different social projects in Ukraine. If we speak about the Horizon as a commercial structure, basically we as investors are first of all interested in the development of Ukrainian business and Ukrainian economy, but social structure is also important for us, and businesses who actively reintegrate veterans are preferred. If we speak about Ukraine, Moldova America Fund, it has a separate direction to work with the veterans, and I think in the nearest future you'll see some news about our programs. That's great. That's very nice to hear. So I'm going to give the mic to our participants, to our audience. Actually, we had a history of this panel. I will use the same word we were using. We wanted an argument to appear between our panel discussion participants, and actually Evgenia already touched upon this question. Classic universities and you. Is it about competition? Is it about um, adding to what they give? Where are you in the context of this ecosystem? That's the first question. And the second question, what do you need from business in addition to the orders from them? Can I start? Yes, please. Well, first of all, we're speaking about Ukraine, and I think that in the context of children, it's about adding new value, because when children of 12 to 14 years start studying front-end and back-end design, they become more conscious as to the choice of their future specialty. And we have a very well-developed EdTech for children in Ukraine, and in some cases, children start working at the age of 15. Secondly, gradually, we are going to go to the territory of higher educational institutions and vice versa. The universities will also step into our territory. Several years ago, I went to Haifi, to the university there, and every fifth startup is created by the student who graduated from this university. And it was interesting for me to talk to a vice president and the methodology of their education system, and I came to a conclusion that to go into the future, we need to study how to learn quickly and use our knowledge quickly. We also need to drop some skills and acquire new ones. As I said, our territories will universities will overlap, and this vice rector said that his son was working as a front-end developer. We can see that EdTech has grown for the last 10 years, we can see how the trends change, and we need to respond to the demands we have today and will have in future. And I'm sure that um it will be about some kind of competition in future. I think that competition should be everywhere. It's not about either or. We live in the system. For example, I graduated from the Kyiv Polytechnic Institute. I adored my studies at this university. I don't have any trauma after my studies there. I'm grateful to this university. I saw Roma here. I think universities have a different role. They need to teach how to grow up, how to become adults. And for me, it's important. We are rather responsible for lifelong learning. And we were thinking about who's our audience. And I was saying that we need these people to have some kind of experience. We need adults with specific demands, specific requests, with some experience. We usually work with switchers aged 30 years old on average. Those who won't go to universities again, those who need to find a profession to provide for their families. But if we have to answer the question whether we can replace university, I think we cannot. We can give some skills that people might use to provide for their families. We do not provide a philosophy. We do not provide a student self-organization body. We cannot make people more conscious. And I think universities are necessary for that. And if we have cooperation with universities, we can give high quality skills, and universities will be able to prepare those who will be able to continue their constant development. Roman? Yes, I think we need to look at the wider picture because the goal of the universities and the Med Academy is to prepare great professionals. So we talked with Yegor whether MATU needs to become a university. It's important for us to be business. We are not living for grants. Well, actually, you were against it. And I tried to calculate whether it was possible. Unfortunately, I cannot see any possibility to create a private university in Ukraine without grants. Unfortunately, we don't have enough people who can pay for this. At the same time, I think we need to have great universities, and I think we need to become partners with them. That's something Yegor also suggested. We need to develop a program from 0 to 1, and it will cost approximately $50,000 for us to teach people. I understand that universities don't have this kind of money, so we will be happy to become partners with universities to help them provide high quality trainings. And it's great that we already have universities going in this direction. Not everything is perfect, but I think that in partnership we will be able to provide better education for more people. Thank you very much. I have a few comments, if possible. Virtual reality can be used to teach metal workers, etc. I know that for expert company has been using AI for a long time to train their specialists. And second question is about the cooperation. I'm the representative of the State University, Taras Shevchenko National University. What's your view of the cooperation? It's not a criticism, but you are about business, and we are working in the interest of the society. Um, so it's a direct question. How do you view this cooperation? How can we merge cooperation and competition? You have 30 seconds each. Okay, first of all, our client or our customer is the person who studies at our university, but we're also working in the interest of the economy of Ukraine. And if we understand what business needs, how we can adapt the content, how we can provide micro learning, and we have experience in employment of people. We have experience in the employment of many people, and it means that we also know something in this area, which means that we can implement our programs and our formats starting from the fourth and the fifth year of studies. The fifth and the sixth are master studies, right? So we can provide high quality services that will help students to find employment free of charge. Yes, thank you. Vadim Roman. Just a short commentary. If we look at the world practice, we can see constant mutual integration, like Coursera and Udemy launched their degrees, and Harvard launched their online platforms, and they are interested in as long cooperation with their clients as possible. So we cannot cancel these tendencies. We cannot predict how they will develop in Ukraine, but they will exist. I am a graduate of Shevchenko University. It's great. I adore the cybernetics faculty, and I will be happy if the students of these faculties undergo our training free of charge. I will also add that I'm a graduate of Odessa National Economic University. A few practical things. For example, in Odessa Economic University, they have a startup university program. We support it and we provide grants to the winners. Last year, we became partners and co-founders of G Incubator, and I keep thinking about it. Today, Otam mentioned it too. We have, we need to have an entrepreneurial mindset in Ukraine. We have to generate entrepreneurs. That's why we went in this direction. We wanted to generate as many enterprises as possible. And it's not only for our students. Most participants of this incubator are students of the existing universities. We are going to have a program for 40 students of Machnikov University. This summer, we had a program teaching how to create an idea and develop a startup. So we are taking these steps to create some impact in this direction. Thank you very much. And probably people over there have some questions. Yes, please. Actually, the topic of metaverse is not as relevant as it was before. Does it make sense, in your opinion, to get back to this topic? And is there interest in the topic of metaverse? Because we'd like to discuss how it's possible to develop this topic jointly. It would be interesting to know your opinion. there is no projector here who organizes big conferences for several years. I think it's the answer to your question. We don't have such practice, but we'd like to develop this direction because it's an opportunity for us to create these software solutions that I was mentioning. It's great to give an opportunity to look at different role models. For example, the only thing that stops us now it's the price. We understand that we don't have the money to develop it and actively use, but I think it's the future of education. Metaverse, virtual reality, Minecraft. I think it's not about our specialties. That's why we are not great experts in it. Uh, we already mentioned artificial intelligence today, and I think our task is to implement artificial intelligence as much as possible to make it an agent and an additional tool for the work of our teachers. But there are specialties. I know that in some medical universities, they do, well, you know what they do, and they buy courses of American professors. And if we were more competent, if we had these specialties, it would be better. I have glasses. I cannot put on VR glasses. Okay, thank you very much. We need great investments. We need to grow EdTech and conquer new niches, new technologies. I was impressed by Mikhailo's speech about media. I think it's a great venture. I'm sure that there will be opposition, but it's a great thing. I hope that they will manage because